Ever accidentally released your app with test ad unit IDs or the wrong API keys? It happens more often than you think, and the consequences can be serious: broken features, lost revenue, or even policy violations. In this video, I'll show you a clean and professional way to separate your development and production API keys in Android. We'll use AdMob as an example, but this applies to any API, from Firebase to Stripe and beyond. Here's what many developers do. They hard-code their test and production keys right in the code, commenting one out when switching environments. It works, until you forget to switch before publishing. Upload a release build that's still using test keys or test configurations. That mistake won't just cost you revenue. It can even lead to policy violations or app suspension. Let's fix that. Instead, let Gradle handle this for you. Right here in your build.gradle file, inside the build types section, you can define constants for both debug and release builds. Each constant is added to your app's BuildConfig class automatically. This means you can switch values depending on the build type without ever touching the main code again. For example, in debug builds, you'll assign your test ad unit IDs. In release, you'll inject your real production-ready keys. Once that's set, you can reference these keys in your Kotlin code using BuildConfig. Just like this. No more commenting things in and out. No risk of publishing with the wrong values. This approach is safe, consistent, and makes your code much easier to maintain. What's great is that this technique isn't limited to AdMob. You can apply the same logic to separate test and production credentials for things like Firebase projects, Stripe API keys, MapBox access tokens, base URLs for different environments, even feature flags, like enabling logs in development only. All of that is handled cleanly with the same build.gradle trick we just covered. If you want even more control, like separate builds for staging, QA, or client-specific environments, Android also supports productFlavors. It's a bit more advanced, but super powerful. I'll walk you through that in the next video, so make sure you're subscribed. To recap, don't hard-code keys in your source code. Use build.gradle to inject values safely using BuildConfig field. Access them via BuildConfig in your code. And if you need multi-environment support, productFlavors are your friend. We'll dive into that soon. By the way, we didn't touch on how to keep sensitive keys out of version control. That's another important piece, and I'll cover it in a dedicated video coming up. If this saved you from a mistake, hit the like button and drop a comment saying "safe now" below. Subscribe for more Android development tips, and check the description for the sample code. Thanks for watching, and build safe.